Hi, my name is Sonia, welcome to my channel, and I think if you're new here it's because you'd love to learn how to make this really cool paw design. And I am inspired by one of my balloon heroes, which is Takiro Kai, and he makes really cute toes. He had one of the first designs I saw using pinch twists as toes, and I love it, and this has kind of evolved from there, but you can use this in many different ways. A week or so ago I had a customer who requested blue from Blue's Clues, and this is how I made the paw for them, although I did use all in one colour, as you can tell, but I think it looks really neat when you go ahead to use two different colours. It can really make a lot of fun with helping to bring your characters to life. And if you can do this design with two colours, you absolutely can do it with one. I have all the faith in the world in you. Keep watching and you'll learn just how you can make one of these too. So I'm going to go ahead to use scrap from the previous one that I made, as well as a brand new 260. And I've left quite a bit of a tail on that one, maybe about 20 centimetres, and I'm just going to tie those two together. And we want to go ahead to determine how long you want the center paw to be. I'm going to go with approximately a 4-finger bubble and just twist that together. Go ahead to remove that because now we're done with it. So basically I repeated the process that you see here 4 times to get the blues, but riddle me this. I found Blue seemed to have 4 toes on one of her paws. That is the one that had the darker blue on it, and I'm like, is that normal? Like, am I counting right? I just went with it. Character design is so weird. What we kind of have here is 2 loose ends, but we are going to be concealing that in our design. If it bothers you later on, you can go ahead to remove them if you need to. On this end, first of all, we are starting with pinch twist for one of the toes. In regards to sizing this, I make the pinch twist about as wide as it is long. And then as I go, I make the other toes just a little bit smaller, which is a little bit like replicating our own toes, yeah? Start doing our first toe, and I just captured that tail end of that 260 in there a little bit as well as I went, just to help make sure it's secure and going nowhere. And I'm going to do another toe, but this time it is a bit smaller than the bubble I did previously, which you may or may not notice, but I did. Have 2 toes, let's get a 3rd in. Deciding whether you're going to be using 4 toes or 5, whenever you've got one less than that number, that's when we're going to do the next step, because we're going to make our final pinch twist in a moment. With this one I'm going to give it 4 toe beans in total. Well, I don't call it toe beans, it's not quite toe beans, but I like the term and you're watching my video, so that's why. Yeah, okay. I'm glad we cleared that up. So when you've decided how many toes you want, less 1, you're going to do the next step and add the last toe in the very last. We are going to now bring the balloon and wrap it around and then back into the pinch twist at the other side. But what I like to do to add a little bit of dynamic shaping to this is have it wider at the sides and more narrow at the bottom. Do that by basically squishing the air as much as possible as it's going over that joint at the bottom. Basically, it helps to keep it nice and close, but also can give it a bit of a squished effect when we do the next part. Start twisting this balloon off, and as you do, you can also wrap it around. Past it behind, and then all the way up to the side and in front of your first toe bean. I find by doing this it helps to pull those toes down into the design, as well as get us in a good position to do the final toe. And I like doing this final toe separately just because of how the balloon seems to behave as I'm doing these toes. It's just, it starts to run out of space and it's competing in this very small area, so I just save the big toe for last. And if I want to make it bigger than this one here, because I might think that it needs to be, then I'm going to make the bubble bigger than I did in that first instance. So you can see that it is just a bit larger, and go ahead to pinch it. So right now, this is what we're working with. And it doesn't look too bad, but Your arms of your animal tend not to come out the tops of the paws, they come out near the bottom. Now, depending on whether this is a left leg or a right leg will affect the next step that we do here. We're going to bring the length of 260 down and around this first bubble that we made. So determine which is the best side. It is whichever side the big toe is on, because the balloon will kind of come out in that direction and connect to the body of your creature. I'm going to squish the balloon, and I'm going to bring the balloon into the space around the side and then have it final resting point to get out here. As you go squishing the air towards the tail end of this balloon, you're just creating this uninflatable balloon. And we want it to almost go into where the orange and the yellow balloons meet. But as long as you're digging in to the orange balloon quite firmly and securely, the friction between the balloon bubbles is going to help to hold them. So we have the inflated part of our inflated 260 traveling around and then out the side, and it's in between the back of the paw bubble and the bubble that goes around the side. And then you can play around with that position as much as you need to until it seems to sit just in the right spot. Oh, it looks so cute. And then how to join it to the body? Well, let me know if you want to know more about how to do that, because I was thinking of doing a video series where we put it all together and make a big design, or as part of a design and not just the leg. But very simply, what I would do is determine how long the leg needs to be. And then if it's in the case of what I did with my blue, I just threw in a couple of quick pinches and had it connected to parts that were attached to the round balloon that was her body. I find the most effective kind of connection point to a larger balloon like I did in that instance is to have 2 pinch twists, and that can help with the final placement of how the leg goes on the design. What's that other one I created? Oh, here we go. So with a little bit of balloon magic, you've got something that looks a bit like this, which I'm not gonna lie, that looks really weird. Kind of spooky magic wand. It's kind of hypnotic. I don't know. I've got to stop staring at it. And so there we have it, 2 versions of the same design where we've got 5 toes and we've got 4 toes. And yeah, I'd love to see what you might create with it. I'm getting really strong Garfield vibes right now, but no, I'm not going to create Garfield. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it's nice and quick and is useful for you. That's it for this design. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below if you would like to see a tutorial where we can make something else for this. I have something in mind which I've had in mind for a very long time, and yet I have not done it. But I do feel like this would be the perfect opportunity to do the thing. So yeah, should I? I don't know. Tell me. Let's go. And of course, I would love it if you'd subscribed, if you just hit that button below and join me next time for another balloon tutorial. So thank you for helping me put a positive twist in your life, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!